got a fun little Atmos trick for you today. I've actually been asking some developers to build this into some plugins, but I feel like they all look at me kind of cross-eyed when I suggest it. So I just built it into my template myself, and I'm going to show you today what it does. These are my pan inverters, and that's basically what they do. They invert panning for me. It's just a set of buses that I can route stuff to, and it will invert the panning. And I have a bunch of different ones. I have ones that just flip the x-axis. I have ones that flip front to back. I have ones that flip both left and right and front to back. And then I've got some that they flip both of those, and then it'll put stuff that's at ear level up in the ceiling, stuff that's panned up in the ceiling. It'll put it at ear level, so I can flip all of this stuff all around. And I'm going to show you exactly why I like doing this kind of stuff. Now, there is a plugin that can kind of do this kind of stuff, and that would be Spanner by Cargo Cult. But Spanner costs almost $300, and I can do this for free in Pro Tools. So why spend the money? Spanner does a lot more than just this, but for this functionality, we can do it free. So to set this up, I just have a bunch of buses, and you can see them here in my I/O setup. I'll explain why there are the 5.0 ones in a minute, but basically, you just create the bus and then create subpaths that are mono for all of the different channels in it. Then I just created a bunch of mono AUXes, and I panned them the way I wanted to. So, for example, this first one is my 5.0, and it just inverts the left and right. So that's X. X is left and right. Y is front to back, and Z is our height. So you can just see if I open the panning window, this would be the left channel. It's panned to the right. If I go down to the right channel, it's panned to the left. And then this is where those 5.0 buses are different. Typically, if I had something that was a 5.0 track and I put something in the surrounds, when I send that 5.0, like let's say a 5.0 surround reverb or something like that, if I send that to a 7.0 bus, it will put the surround material, it'll put it in the rear speakers. So I have this 5.0 X1s. These will put it into the sides instead of the rears. If I want to keep something more towards the front of the room, I can use these. If I want it to just go to the back, I can just do that. So that's why I have a couple of 5.0 ones. It's if I want it in the sides instead of the back. So what's the use case for these? For me, it's mainly going to be effects, reverbs, delays. I don't have any multi-channel modulation stuff, I don't think, but as I start acquiring some of that, that might be a use case for this as well. Today, I'm just going to demonstrate I have the Waves H reverb here. I didn't know there was a 5.0 component for this, and this is one of my favorite reverbs. Maybe I'm a little biased because I actually have some presets in here, but the preset I'm going to use today, you can just find it right in there. There's me, small space. This is one of my favorite presets that I put in here. I use it all the time, and now there's a surround version. So that's what I'm going to use today. So I have that, and then I have just a little recording of an acoustic guitar, and the acoustic guitar is being sent to this 5.0 reverb, and I am just going to route this to a bunch of different places. I've got just my standard kind of mix bed bus that is a standard. It's a 916, and I'm going to feed it to that. And then I'm going to put it in some of these inverted ones. And one of the cool things about this H Reverb is they have this fun little test button here. So that will put a burst of noise kind of into it, and we can hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to just kind of run through what does this do to these, and I'm going to do this on my control surface because I can do this a lot faster, just changing the routing. Binaural is what you're going to be hearing, so grab some headphones because you're going to need to listen to headphones to really hear what's going on. So I'm just going to start with the test and I'll go through all the different ones. So here's what it would be just routing into like the normal way in, and it's going to put stuff all the way in the back and the front. And yeah, anyways, here we go. So it's different, but let's listen to what happens with an acoustic guitar. So I have a little bit of this on the acoustic to begin with. I'm just going to loop it. So here's what it would sound like if I leave it normally. Kind of, meh. It's just not typically what I want with a reverb. So if I go to this first one, the 5.0 X Invert, listen to how different it feels. Just basically all I'm doing is I'm flipping the left and the right. So you're starting to understand why maybe I want to do this. Maybe you're getting some ideas of your own that are different, which is awesome. Let me know what they are because I want to steal them. And I'm just going to play through the loop and then I'm going to go through all of these different inverted ones and you can hear what it does. So I'll start with the 5.0, just the left right inverted, and go through and you can check them out. So there you go. Just fun little thing you can mess around with Atmos, invert some panning and see what happens. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.